so that you can start making more sales, see how your business can be more systematized, and get your first funnel done. And honestly, it's a lot simpler than it might seem. Basically, your funnel is a first impression. I like to compare it to a first date. When you're sitting across from your cute crush at that restaurant, your goal is to get a second date. It's the same thing with your funnel. The equivalent being to move your relationship forward in some way, either to make a purchase from you if that's what they're looking for, or if they're not ready for that yet, to at least think, wow, I like what this person is saying and I vibe with them. Let me stick around and see what else they've got to share. It is not any more complicated than that. But there are a lot of ways to go about this. So since we are all about making it as simple as possible here in LZ Land, here's what I recommend. I recommend that you start by making one piece of free content that you give to people in exchange for giving you their email. That's it. But there is something you gotta watch out for, and it's similar to what happens on a bad first date. You know, where that person misses all the social cues and drones on and on about themselves until you regret saying yes in the first place. Just even thinking about that makes me so grateful I'm happily married now, so thank you, God. But the point is, you don't wanna make the same faux pas with your free content. So make your freebie something that your date can consume in 5 minutes or less. Now, I am not saying to not put value into it. In fact, exactly the opposite. But the truth is, if someone you don't know hands you a document that's 10,000 words long, you are probably not going to read it. I know I wouldn't, because there's just too much to do in a day, no matter how valuable that document might be. But if you can give someone a 5-minute lead magnet with just one simple takeaway, that is gonna stick. Quick side note, when I say lead magnet, it's the same thing as a freebie or a piece of content. It's just a super common term, and I'm using it on purpose because I want you to be familiar with it. So you want your lead magnet to be something that your ideal client cares about, and quick. Because getting these two things right is how you make sure it is high value. So get out a pen and paper, because we are gonna come up with your freebie idea right now. I want you to brainstorm. What is the first thing that my ideal clients might be struggling with? For example, if your business is in health coaching, it might be, what is one simple thing I could do right now to start feeling better? It might be adding one simple ingredient to their diet, or one simple recipe, or one simple workout. The key is to think about what things your ideal client would want to know right now. Maybe they even Googled that question, and that's how your lead magnet came up. Some examples that I've used in the past for my current business are how to get your first client, how to figure out your niche, and an overview of how to create a 6-figure online business. Not to be annoying about it, especially if this step has been stressing you out, but this should really be fun. You get to create something helpful about the business you love. So if you've been feeling this overwhelm about it, let's flip it. This is simply an opportunity to show off what you know while being helpful. High five to that. All right, so now you've got your lead magnet and people are able to sign up and get your awesome freebie. What's next? Well, there's a common unwisdom that you need to nurture your potential client with a lot of emails. Basically, slowly introduce them to you and your brand. Then when they're warmed up, hit them with a sales pitch. But that is the absolute wrong thing to do with the emails you collect. And I'm not just speculating here. I'm going to share with you what I have learned from running hundreds of thousands of dollars of ads to test all of these different theories. The truth is, when people are ready to buy is when they are ready to buy. When you think about it, how presumptuous of us to assume that people are going to wait until we are ready to sell to them, right? When your ideal client signs up for your freebie, that is when they are most ready to buy because they've been searching for a solution to their problem. So the best thing you can do is actually to sell right away. But the last thing you want to do is come off as this pushy or scammy salesperson. So here is my honest formula for creating the most authentic and powerful connection in your ideal client's inbox. First, tell them how you can help. For example, if you are a career coach, how is your coaching methodology different or more effective than other career coaches? Next, get super clear on your offer. As simply as possible, share how your program or product is going to be able to help them. Then you want to show them next steps. Essentially, if you'd like to learn more about this, here's a link, sales page, or webinar. If you are newer in your business, this is where I recommend linking to a sales call. That is the fastest way to build a connection and start making sales. But a lot of people also struggle with how frequently to send out emails. I'm gonna say something a little controversial here. I recommend that you send an email out every day. If this feels like a lot, think about how often you check your Instagram. I'm embarrassed to admit even my number. The point is, daily emails done well are not too much. So to make this as simple as possible, set up a sequence of emails that sell every day. This sequence could be anywhere from 5 days long to 2 months long. The length is up to you. The key is, and I know this sounds a little cheesy, but it's true, to stay as honest as possible. What will feel good to you? And what will have your ideal client feeling good about buying from you? That's why the last part of this formula is testimonials. You want to offer proof that you've helped other people get the results that they want. But if you're a tech grandma like me, literally that's what my husband calls me, this last step might be the one that's keeping you back from starting. What tools should I use to set this up? I've got good news for you. We are going to keep it real simple because the simplest way is pretty much always the best way anyways. With that said, let's talk about some ways you can get your funnel set up ASAP. First, most email marketing softwares offer an option as part of their software where you can set up a landing page and form to collect emails. It will then automatically send your freebie out to your new email subscriber, as well as get them into your follow-up sequence. I personally recommend ActiveCampaign when you're starting out, but I've also heard great things about ConvertKit. But if you're like me, a little bit of a perfectionist, and you care about how your page looks, then you might want something with more customizability. In that case, you can use Divi for your website/landing page and combine it with Pop-up Ally, which is a plugin that allows you to customize the pop-ups you use to collect people's emails. These are the tools that I personally used and enjoyed when I was first starting out. But you don't have to follow what I did exactly to the letter. Honestly, all that matters is that you choose what works best for you so that you can get your funnel done by the end of this week. It does not need to be perfect. You just need to start. Because the faster you start, the faster you're going to start finding your ideal clients and the faster your business is going to grow. But that also means finding the right kinds of clients as you grow your business. As in the kinds of clients who are willing to invest in your services and are ready to do the work. That's why in this next video, I share how you can find those high-paying clients so that you can work less and make more.